This is incredible. I'm getting it.
You getting what?
A stock.
What stock?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Stock Market Show. This is your host, Shades. The market is red. Stocks are coming on down. And I have not made a video I have not made a Soundhound video in a while because I've been focused on the quantum stocks, which are also coming down. No one should be surprised by this. Things don't go up forever. We've seen this before. We've been here. This is where your due diligence is important because you know what you hold. You don't want to be like everyone else. They're getting scared right now. Like, oh my God, I don't understand. Why are things going down? Please stop going down. Only up. Things only go up. But that's not how the market works. We know it goes in cycles. Soundhound has done this before. Nvidia announced its investment in Soundhound. What happened? Skyrocketed from a low of 1.62 to a high of 10.25. Everyone here thought it was going to go to the moon. $100 next. Everyone gets too excited and then it starts coming down. And people think, oh, what an opportunity. Ooh, whoa, what an opportunity. This is nothing more than an opportunity. And then it keeps going lower and then those people get all deflated. But you have done your due diligence. You know what you hold. And you also know the pattern on the charts. You know that stocks like to pump and eventually they like to come down nice and cheap and hold a bottom like it did here at around $3.50 to $4. If you guys recall, if you've been following this channel long enough, you know we've been we were swing trading that every time it would come down to 4 and 6. It would bounce around before inevitably having another huge run. Now, I don't know about you guys, seems like a pattern. Seems like they pump and then they dump and find a bottom, and that's important to know because you know this, despite the red and fear in the market. Because I'm pretty sure let me see if I can find the fear and greed index. I'm pretty sure it's extreme fear or at least fear. There's no way there's got to be some fear here. Oh yeah, we're getting into extreme fear. Let me. That's insane. Look at that. We're on the edge of extreme fear here. Extreme fear. We're right on the edge. Like a month ago, everyone was greedy. Extreme greed last year as well, during the start of the bull market. No, the bull market's been going for a while now, actually. So I wouldn't be surprised if we enter a bear market in 2025. I wouldn't be surprised. We've been skyrocketing. I'm not saying we are going to go into a bear market, but if we start seeing red like this over and over again, you don't know you're in a bear market until you're deep in it, right? That aside, if we just look at Soundhound, in a vacuum, let's ignore the market. Let's just pretend Soundhound is the market. It's the only stock for some reason. Let's just assume it's the only stock. We know what it likes to do, and we know what's next, based off of historical patterns. Likes to pump, comes down nice and cheap, pumps again, rinse and repeat, comes right back to the bottom. I don't know where this is going to bottom out. I know some of you are going to ask me, hey, where do you think the bottom is on this one? I can't answer that. I did not know where the bottom was here at 4. I did not know until it touched here a second time. That's when I was like, well, that might be the bottom here. And we just kept swing trading it from then on because I'm like, well, it's touching it a second time. It's going sideways here. Let's go, right? Like this has to be the bottom. People seem to love it here. So it'll reveal itself. The bottom will reveal itself. You got to give it time though. We're not going to have an elevator down, to the bottom. It's going to take time. Just like it takes time to go up a lot, it takes time to, retrace most of that move. If we count the number of candles, this is a daily chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh my God. It took over a month for this to bottom out. And we didn't even get confirmation that it bottomed out until here when it retested it on June 28th from hitting a high in March 14th. So it took, 3 months? 3 whole months you had to wait for this to show the bottom. And then you could start taking advantage of it. and buy it nice and cheap. I know a lot of you who have been around a long time, you were buying nice and cheap down here. You were accumulating it because you believe in the vision. You know that AI is the future. You're getting in early. You're betting that Soundhound is the voice. And you're betting on the AI revolution. It's here already, but some people might not believe it. They might think, oh no, this is just fantasy. This is just fantasy. Terminators, yeah, right. This is fantasy. It's not fantasy. It's coming. And you will have to adapt. Just like people had to adapt to the internet. Either you have internet or you're left behind in the dark because you don't know what's going on in the world. Well, yeah, think about that for a second. If you're not on the internet, you're kind of in the dark, right? Like, how do you get your news? How do you get your news? The newspaper? Do those even exist yet still? Does the newspaper still exist? I imagine it does, right? I bet you it still does, but it's like you're getting news late. Like, if by the time you get it in paper form, you could have just been on Twitter and seen the news like way ahead of time. Like, imagine still trading the stock market based off of what you see on newspapers. Please tell me newspapers don't exist. That seems antiquated and should be done away at this point. Please tell me those don't exist anymore. Could you imagine? There's an old geezer sitting there like, oh, this stock is moving, and by the time he buys it, it's already moved because he's getting the news late, So, other than that, jokes aside, wait for the bottom to reveal itself. Don't ask me where the bottom is. I don't know. I never know. I have to wait for it to show me where the bottom is. It'll show, and it's going to take time. So I want you to exercise that patience and discipline that you exercised previously, and you also have to exercise patience and discipline when it starts going up. Because if you sell too early, you kind of miss out, right? You miss out on all this right here if you sold too early. So you have to have patience and discipline to both directions, which is kind of funny. That's kind of how you make a lot of money, but also how you buy as cheap as possible. You got to be patient and disciplined to both sides, to both directions, when it's going up and down. So hopefully nobody bought too big of a position. Let it come down. We've been here before. If you made the mistake of adding big and you're holding red right now, I don't know what to tell you other than hopefully you learned from your mistake. And next time, don't believe the hype about, oh, Soundhound to the moon. It'll get to 100. That price target still stands. But I think it bears to mention, when I say price target 100, I don't mean it's just going to have an elevator ride up to 100. It's going to take time, just like it took Palantir. Let me see if I can find Palantir. Palantir takes time. Everyone been calling for 100, 200. Well, it's on its way there. Hit a high of 84, but it took time. Let's see, where's the bottom here? 584, January 24, 2023. It took over a year, almost 2 years for it hasn't even hit 100, and it's been 2 years. But it's well on its way there. It takes time. That's why I say, like, I believe in $100 for Soundhound. Gotta give it time, my friends. But if a bear market is right around the corner, take advantage of the opportunity offered by a bear market. You get to add a good company at cheap prices because you've done your due diligence. You know the numbers. You know what's coming for 2025. Another thing I want to mention is this guy, the co-founder of Soundhound AI. He sold 156,000 shares at 20.20. You'll notice a lot of selling has been happening by these guys. Transaction date 24, 12.20, 12.20, 12.16. A lot of sells here at $18, $20. A lot of sells by CEOs, directors, insiders, vice president, whatever. A lot of insiders selling this year. And is anyone surprised? Of course you're going to take profit after your stock goes kaboom, right? 45 million sold. Nothing was bought. If they buy, I hope they buy when it gets cheap if they're smart. So a lot of insider selling. During the last year, insiders sold shares 50 times. They sold a total of 4.146 million shares worth more than 52 billion. No, million. No, it is billion. Is it? No, it is million. Million. I was like 52 billion. No, 52 million. Worth more than 52 million. The most recent insider transaction occurred on December 24th when the CEO sold 156,288 shares worth more than 3 million. So there you go, guys. I think no one should be surprised. If people are taking profits, you think they won't? Of course they are. Especially after the stock went from 2 to 24. I'm pretty sure they sold back then here as well, and then they're just taking they're being smart. They're taking advantage of the pumps just like anyone else would. So I wouldn't be concerned. I wouldn't be afraid. I bet you if I look at the insiders and how much they're holding still, I bet you they still hold quite a bit. Let me see if I can find that information. I've never looked up how much. I wonder how many shares the CEO holds right now. CEO Soundhound shares holding. I'm curious if he's still holding like quite a bit. Yeah, I've never looked it up. I'm like, where do I find that information? Yeah, Nvidia still holds their shares. Nvidia Corp, 1.73 million as of September 30, 2024. No, I don't see insider. Shares owned as of transaction date 2 million. Oh, so he still holds 2 million, but he only sold. Yeah, he only sold like, what is that, 10%? Or was it 5%? Yeah, he only sold like a little over 5% of his position there. He did not like dump his entire, which makes sense. Yeah, so the CEO only dumped almost, I would say about 7.5%, somewhere around there. I'm not gonna do the math, but if he's still holding 2 million after selling almost 200,000, then yeah, he didn't sell much. He sold a small, little portion, but nothing significant that's gonna make you go, oh no, it's the end of the world, guys. The CEO sold, and now we're going down. We're just going to take an elevator down nice and cheap. But that's an opportunity. Please take it. I want to keep pounding the table on this. Please take advantage of the opportunity to buy cheap when the stock market comes down. If we enter a bear market, take advantage of buying a good company at cheap prices. I still believe in the Warren Buffett, buy good companies at cheap prices. I believe in that. I still think that applies even in modern day trading and investing. I believe that still applies. And that's why due diligence is important. It gives you that edge, that advantage of knowing, hey, all these people are scared right now. I'm buying the dip. I'm adding a little bit more. I think isn't Warren Buffett buying Oxy? He's buying some petroleum or oil stock or something. And he's like averaging down like a like a trader would, like a bag holder would. But if he believes in the company, if he's done his due diligence, and I think Warren Buffett, I don't mean to be mean, but he's old and he doesn't really. I don't think he invests in AI. I think he made a video saying he doesn't really know anything about that technology, and so he doesn't invest in it. But there's got to be someone out there that's smart enough to recognize the opportunities offered by the AI revolution. And Soundhound, it's a winner, guys. Just please take advantage. We'll come back to this video in the future and we'll be like, oh my god, he was right back in 2024 and 2023 is when I started talking about it, I believe. But we'll go back and look at this video and be like, wow, look at the share price now, $200 a share compared to 21. Like, woo, 10x. But it's going to take time. Please have patience and discipline. That's what the market rewards. It does not reward fear and you hitting the sell button because you're scared. It does not. Anyways, that's it for the video. As always, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I will see you guys in the next update. Take advantage of the cheapies.